Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I will show you another watch. This one is ordered from Aliexpress, and here I would like to apologize because I said that the last watch was ordered from Temu. So it was not, it was actually ordered from Aliexpress. The link to the source where you can buy the watch is in the video description. So if you will be interested in the Black Shark, just have a look on the video description. The reason why I'm buying those watches is that my Huawei Smartwatch 3 Pro has been given to Huawei for warranty reasons because of the software. So I'm trying to find something that will cover some of the functionality which I'm using. So with this watch, the reason why I got it is 4 GB of memory which can be used for listening to the music. So the watch doesn't have a name. If you go by name, it basically doesn't have one. It's just called smartwatch. It's most likely you're gonna find it by the specification, which means 1.6 screen, AMOLED screen, and to that also you got 4 GB of memory for a storage. So that's the main thing which I use to find this one. The link to this one you will also see in my video description. This watch has been described, and I don't believe in it. It's more like, I guess, advertisement that this is scratch resistance and basically you can even freeze it. So this is what they show on the main video. Anyway, it's packed pretty nicely, as you can see. Then you got watch itself. So this is the watch. So differently from Black Shark, which had strap right away, this one doesn't. So this is how it looks like. So you got 2 buttons on one side. Then, no, they are not buttons, so no buttons on other side. On the back you got some sensors. And from what I can see, the charging port, it's fixed on one side, so you cannot like rotate this. You will have to put this exactly on the right position to charge the watch. There is like a small sticker, which I just removed. And then you got the sensors, which should read your heart rate and other information about yourself. So from what I can see, this is aluminum, the surrounding here. The middle part, I think this is just plastic, so it's same as on the Black Shark. Now it's pretty light, so it's not a heavy watch, but it's decent size. If you have a look on my hand, it's actually taking big part of my hand, so it's not a small watch, but well, it's 1.6 screen, so it's quite decent size. So this is how it looks like. The last time I haven't shown much of the watch, so this time I want to show you exactly how it looks like. So this is how the watch looks like. I will put it on side and let's go back to the box. So further on you have your strap. I bought the silicone one, but you got different type of straps, so it depends on you how much money you want to spend on it. But this is how the strap looks like. There is no brand. Usually there is a brand on this part, but you can see there is no brand. So this is how the strap looks like. There is a charging unit, so this is the one which I mentioned. It's very light as well. This feel like almost nothing, so yeah, but this is the charging unit. And then there is a manual, which I guess will have information on how to set this up and how to use it. It's actually the other way around. Well, it's weird because from here it was looking like it's the right way. So yeah, so I guess this is one language, and then other language, which is Chinese, it's other way around. This is what is in the box. So what I will do, I will test this watch for some time, and then I will say a few words about it. So yeah, so this is how it looks like. So guys, I've been using this watch for a few days now, and I can say a few things about it. So starting from the minuses, because one of them might be actually deal breaker for you. So this watch which I got has been advertised as an OLED screen. So you can see the OLED screen next to it, and you can see the blacks here and here. So my first impression that this is not an OLED screen was correct. So this is not an OLED screen, still good quality screen. This is a LCD, very high quality, but it's not OLED screen. So if you're looking for OLED screen, then that's not for you. Then going further, to copy the music to the watch, because that was selling point for myself. I wanted to use this at the gym. You have to use your docking station and connect this to your PC or laptop. So what I found is that this docking station work only with USB 2.0. So if your laptop have newer port, then you will not be able to transfer the music because basically the device will be not recognized by your system. So that's another thing that you need to be aware. So when you want to listen to the music from the watch itself and you're transferring the sound to your Bluetooth device, sadly you cannot control the volume. There is a place to control the volume, but it doesn't work. So when you place the sound to your Bluetooth speaker or your headphones, you can see that there is a way to control your volume, but when you're going up or down, it doesn't affect your speaker. So this is another thing. Hopefully this will be fixed with updates, but for now, if you play the music, it's just gonna go maximum volume. So you'll have to lower this down on your speaker or on your headphones. Now, moving on. The language, it's translated from Chinese. And I don't think they were using the native speaker because the translation, it's sometimes might be tricky to understand. So this is not like proper English. It's okay. You will understand what they mean by functions and everything, but just so you know, it's not perfect. It's more like a very late beta version. I tried also the Polish language, and Polish language is even more worse. So you can still understand what the watch means. So it's not like it's really bad, but you know, there is an issue like that. Now moving on, this issue is actually a bigger one. So when you are using your app, sometimes it's crashing. And when the app will crash, then basically you will lose functionality on your watch. So I think they should fix this because, you know, sometimes you're going for, let's say, message push. And by the way, I will show you that. You see, this is what I mean. The app is crashing, and when the app is crashing, then basically you will losing functionality between the watch itself and your phone. So this is actually the most annoying part because it's crashing quite often. So you have to close the app, you have to exit the app, and reopen it again, because if you're not gonna do it, then as example, if someone gonna call you, only function which you will have available will be to reject the call. You're not gonna be able to answer the call. So there are a few things that are annoying, and one of them is actually the system that is crashing on your phone. So maybe with time they will fix it. For now, it's crashing from time to time. If you just have your phone in your pocket and using your watch, then everything works fine. But sometimes when you're opening any of the apps on your phone, it will trigger the app to crash. Also, you can see what are push notifications available for you. So one of the minuses for myself is that you don't have Messenger here. So you can have notifications from Facebook, but you don't have notifications from the Messenger, which in my case, well, I will prefer to have this function, but it's not available. So that's another thing. Also, the funny bit is that you can use your phone to find the watch, but you cannot find your phone using your watch. So usually it's other way around, because your watch is on your wrist. So basically you can just look for your phone if you lost it somewhere, but it doesn't work this way. So now I'll move on to positive things about the watch. So what I do like about it, it's for example navigation. It's very intuitive. So as example, when you got your watch and you want to change the face, you're just using the scroll on the top. This one, it is actually working as it should, and it's pretty smooth, so I like that. When you're pressing it, then you got access to all functions that are available with the watch. When you want to go back, you're just pressing this one. If you want to change the way how the menu is displayed, you're pressing this twice, so you can go to different versions of the view. So it's all up to you, but it's nice that it's available in this way. When you go to the main screen, you can add your personalized shortcuts for the functionality on the screen. So as example, I got just music, because this is basically the selling point for myself. I bought it for music. And going further, you got weathercast, so you can see the weather, what is the weather for today, and then forecast, where you can see next few days. So this is definitely something which is useful. Now, when you go into the apps itself, to me, this is the best style. Well, it's up to you which one you're gonna choose, but you got loads of functions available. So it can count your steps, the heart rate, oxygen in your blood, then blood pressure. Well, I cannot say if it's accurate because I cannot compare this with anything else, but there are functions like this available. Then your sleep, then there are sport mode, there is a sport history, music, which I'm using, then the weather. There is a dial where you can basically just dial the number which you would like to use. But this is what I said, if the app will crash and you will not shut down the app and reopen it, sadly you will not have this function available. Contacts, well, I synchronize all contacts, and by that, finding the right person to call, especially if the name starting with, let's say, Z, it's gonna take time because you have to scroll down through all contacts. Then recent, this is the last people which you've called. Then messages. To access your messages, you're just swiping up and you got access to messages. AI voice. Well, this didn't work for myself with Black Shark, and sadly doesn't work here, so I will not count on this function. The calculator is quite nice because it's like a big screen. You can see it's a decent size, so I like that. The calculator I'm using from time to time, especially at work. Recorder, I tried that. This is a voice recorder, so you can record the messages, or you can even use it, let's say, if there is a threatening situation where you should have some evidence or anything to back up whatever happened, then you can use it to record what's happening. The breathe, it's a breathe exercise where the watch is showing you how you should breathe in and breathe out. The games, that's quite interesting because there are actually few games available for you, so if you got like spare time, you can just play them. To be honest, I played only the tower, which is where you're moving the rings from one side to another, and then I played also the Flappy Bird, where you tap the screen and basically have to fly through obstacles, and Snake, which is just obvious Snake. So you got games. You can set alarm, so basically you can set alarm on your watch itself or on your phone, and through the synchronization it will wake you up. So alarm work quite well. There is a stopwatch, there is a timer. Camera, again, this is a remote camera, so you don't see anything on the screen, but you can control camera on your phone. Then you can change the settings of your display. Call reminder, I think this is when you want to set up reminder that you want to call someone. The music mode is basically where you want to play the music from, if it's gonna be the phone or the device itself, and then it's your headphones, so any Bluetooth device, you go in here to pair it. Then you got vibration strength. I choose the highest one, and this is very good, it's very useful. Also, when someone is calling you, compared to Black Shark, you will have the sound here, so I found this very useful. And also, I've been talking through the watch itself a few times, and I will say it's good enough to have proper conversation. Then the viewing mode is basically your menu. It's like, this is menu where you're basically choosing any of them, but here you cannot see the preview, so I prefer to tap this twice and I can see all of it. Then you can change the language, you can set the no disturb mode. Then there is a power saver. So what I've noticed is the watch, when you are using this normally, in my case, the battery lasts for about 5 days. So when they say it's longer, it's about 5 days. 5 days or sometimes even 4, depending if you listen more music or not. Then USB mode, this is where you're actually selecting if you want to have this device working as a mass storage, which means that if you want to transfer the music, then you're setting up here that this is gonna be not charge but mass storage. But as far as I remember, when you are connecting this to your laptop, it will ask you which setting you would like to choose. And then there is a system menu which only allow you to shut down, reboot and reset. So there is only final question to be asked, if this watch is something worth buying. So I will say that if you are looking for a device that work all the time, which is like very reliable, then I will say no, because app can crash from time to time, and this might just not give you full functionality of this device. So I will say that if you're looking for something that works perfectly and basically you got some money to spare, then no. If you're looking for a watch which can be used at work, or you can take it to the gym or any other places, and you want something cheap, then I will say yes, because you're not gonna find anything which offers so much for so little. So this watch, I've seen this number of times on different adverts on Aliexpress. Currently, when I'm recording this video, the price dropped down to 25 quid, but again, it depends when you're gonna see the video, because price might be different. So for this price, definitely you're not gonna find anything offering as much. From what I've seen on the phone itself, how the watch is recognized, it is recognized as a model Z60. So if you're gonna look for this watch, you can try to type Z60, or you can use the link which I will put to the video description. But as I said, if you browse through AliExpress and this price will go up, you might be able to find this cheaper with different shop. Anyway, I hope this video will be useful for you and will tell you if this is something for you or not. Anyway, thank you very much as always for visiting my channel. Thank you for watching my video, and as always I wish you a good day.